What is up, everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you an example of a Solana flash loan. I noticed that almost 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. So subscribe if you want more alpha like this. I know this one is a little bit technical, but it's actually simpler than you might think. And obviously I'm providing you the code right here. So it's definitely alpha. I'll have links to all of this stuff in the description. If you don't know what a flash loan is, it's super simple. Essentially, you are borrowing and repaying the funds in the same transaction so that it basically is like it never left. So because of this, you can borrow basically an infinite amount of money, but you have to have some action to do with it or it's not very useful. But you know, normally like arbitrage or MEV or stuff like that is what people will use these for. In this example, we're just going over the flash loan portion of the code. So first things first, you will need node.js, and here are some of the dependencies. You don't need all of these for this, but you will need Solana Web3, the Solana protocol, Typescript. I think I'm using node 22 and bn.js. I think that's all you need for this. But here's the full list of what I have just in case you run into issues. So here's the code. I'll publish this on my GitHub. You will need a new endpoint. Well, two things. First, yeah, you'll need an RPC endpoint. I got this from chainstack.com. Let's see here. So you'll need an RPC endpoint for Solana to plug in there, and then a key pair, which this is just referring to keypair.json. You can generate a new key pair with Solana command line, but you will need a little bit of wrapped Solana in your account, whichever you have your key pair right here. So because it uses wrapped Solana for the fees. Down here, this is just all of this right here. These addresses are referring to one specific reserve pool here. So here on this API, the Solana API documentation, here is all the different pools here, and you can go through this and find which one. So what I did here is I just plugged in scope all IDs and then the wrapped Solana address, and then hit execute, and then it comes up with this. And then I did this download, and then I opened it here to find the information that I needed. Basically, each one of these reserve sets here has everything you need, but the one that's in here works. There might be ones with better fees or more funding or whatever. It doesn't really matter. This one works just fine. Anyways, here is the borrow amount. Obviously, in a real program, you would have this be probably passed in from another variable based on how much you wanted to trade. This is just set to 1 Solana, 1 billion LAM ports equals 1 Solana. And so here's the instructions. We want to do a borrow. Here's it passes in all this stuff up here, and then we repay it. So we're not really doing anything with the funds in this example, but your code to do, whatever you wanted to do would basically go right here and say, hey, we're borrowing, we're repaying, we're doing whatever we wanted to do. Maybe it's an arbitrage, so we would maybe search, Radium or Jupiter, or both, maybe a few more sites of certain pairs to find like an arbitrage or whatever. But then, so we'd execute that trade and then repay it. So I'm just going to show you the flash loan portion of it. And so that's basically it. All the rest of this stuff is basically debugging and just outputs to be, tell you what's going on. So let's go in here and let's run it. So here's the dependencies you're going to need. So we're going to need to do npm install Typescript, bn Solana Web3 and Solana protocol. I think that's it. I think that's all you need for this. Let me just double check. Yep. So you can just execute that, and you'll have all of your dependencies installed. Obviously, I already have them installed, so it's not going to install anything new. But then we're going to go ts node, borrow one salami.ts, and bam, there is the outputs. It says flash bar, whoops, flash bar reserve liquidity, transfer, success, repay liquidity, transfer, and these are the paying of the fees and stuff like that. But it shows the SolScan link here. We're going to just pull it up, and bam, you can see the easy to read version of that, which basically says, hey, we borrowed one Solana, wrapped Solana specifically, and then we paid it back along with a 0.0005. So that's half of a tenth of a percent. So 0.0005 Solana, which is about 10 cents as of right now, 9 point something cents. So not too bad of a funding rate. If you can find a profitable trade to do with that in the meantime, it makes all the sense in the world to do it. So the next step in this is going to be building working arbitrage and MEV options. MEV is a little bit more challenging because you need certain things for that. I'm working on building a node for that. But for arbitrage, it's really pretty simple. You just need to query multiple exchanges, get quotes, and those all have APIs you can check out, like Radium, Jupiter, all of those have APIs you can get quotes from very easily, but you just need to compare those quotes and execute it within time that you are profitable. But so those will be coming soon. Stay tuned. Definitely follow. Peace. I noticed that almost 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. So subscribe if you want more alpha like this. I know this one is a little bit technical, but it's actually simpler than you might think. And obviously I'm providing you the code right here. So it's definitely alpha. I'll have links to all of this stuff in the description.